We have some more options for conditions, and one of them is called a ternary operator. And this is actually one of my personal favorites, that it allows you to really shorten that condition into one statement. So we've got an example here of how it works. Got our condition, question mark, and then if that condition is true, we get value 1 being returned, and if the condition is false, then we're going to get value 2 being returned. In the example, we're looking at declaring a variable called status, and we check to see if the value of age is greater than or equal to 18, and if it is, then status is going to be adult. Otherwise, status is going to be equal to minor. So there is a challenge for this lesson, and we're going to need to look at a value and check to see if it's odd or even using the modulus to determine the output. So checking to see a numeric value and if it's odd or even. And I'll give you a quick sneak peek at the script and then show you the solution coming. So you can pause the video, try the code out. All right, get your editors open and let's try this code out. And we do modulus by another number, we get remainder returned. So we know that 12 modulus 2 has no remainder. Odd number 2 or modulus 2, we do get a remainder. So we're always going to get either a 0 and 1. And going back, we remember that these also can be used as Boolean values. Have a number with a modulus and then return back a response. And you can see that it gets turned back as yes. And then if we update the values to be 12 instead of 13, you're going to see that we're not going to get this output being shown because this is no longer true. So we can have a value, and this can be any number that we want as a starting point. And then we're going to do our ternary operator. We're going to include our condition. And we can just call this status, doing the rounded brackets in order to include our calculation. So we're taking the value and we're checking to see if there is a remainder in the value. Otherwise, if there's no remainder, so we're going to get a Boolean value or equivalent to a Boolean value of false. So that means that it is even. So that means no remainder. And we can output those values. So we can output the value into the console. 3 is odd. We can also try other numbers as well. We get 2 is even. Let's try a really long number. And this one is even as well, obviously. We also have an option to add in multiple conditions into conditional statements, and that's coming up next.